Market just opened. I'll see if I take any trades today. Kind of bearish. This kind of is displacing. We took out this lower here, and now we're reversing off of it. So I'm looking if we get a reversal sequence off of it. And if it doesn't go lower, I might just take the long. But if we do take this higher here, I'm gonna have a bearish SMT. I'm also looking at the ES as well. Bearish SMT. Bearish SMT is delivering. We do have this SIBI right here. We do have this BISI right here. So we'll see. Okay, it's delivering higher. This bearish SMT is not delivering. Okay, we took out this high. Yeah, I'm gonna
Order
enter here.
filled.
Yeah, it looks like a soup sequence failed. Stop loss about 30 points. I'm gonna have to give it about 38, 37 points because I want to get at least 1 R. And we'll see. We'll see. My stop loss placement might be a bit too far because if it does resoup back that low, then it might already just fail. So I might readjust it later. All right, my internet just froze right there. We're really close to this TP right here. The next draw is a bit higher, so I'm thinking we should take this. If I lose here, I might actually that might be annoying because I did target a bit higher, but I didn't need to. Okay, yeah, I did target a bit higher. Yeah, ES took the draw, but we'll see. I probably could have targeted a bit lower because I didn't need to have like a crazy TP because I was just trying to get a proper like risk reward. So if I lose here, then probably that's why. Come on.
Order filled.
All right, that's TP bang. Hey guys, it's Will. Welcome to the channel. I'm a part-time day trader trying to become a full-time. Welcome back, guys. It is a new week, February, and I actually did start my new trading combine 50K, and I didn't think I was gonna actually start this early. I kind of want to paper trade a bit more. I told myself might as well just try the ICT strat and just take it slow, since I was kind of a bit confident last week since I did pretty well. If I go to my practice account, you guys can see from here. This was my last week. I did pretty well, and I was just gonna start slow. Just trade 3 M and Q and see where it takes me. So this is my week so far. We do have one more trading day tomorrow, so I'm gonna update that later. But this is my schedule. I like making my videos on Thursday. So my mindset going into this was, I was planning to actually just trade my combine later on, just paper trade it maybe one or two more weeks and see how it goes. But I was just telling myself maybe I should just start trying on like my combine and just take it really slow, so that I can still get the factors of psychology and just trading and not just trading paper trading. So far from the week, I'm 3 for 4. And we do have one more day tomorrow, so we can see. So far, even if I do lose, I'm still gonna be up for this week because I'll be 3 for 2, and I only take 1-to-1 risk reward, so I should be up this week. But yeah, we'll see. As you guys saw earlier, that was my live execution on today's trade, which is Thursday. I'm gonna break down this trade first because I just had the live execution, and then I'll break down the rest of the week. That was my first time doing the live trades or executing live trades. I do want to do more live trades in the future and just record my trading in general because I want to see how like the candles form and then maybe the reasoning why I take certain trades. Pulling up the charts now, and this is what I see. There's a lot of lines here because those are my draws. And what I do every morning is that I just chart out the draws. So I go to the 50-minute charts. Pretty much we are in bearish sequence. We're just like displacing lower, but we do have these draws. It's kind of hard to see because the draws are so far. So that's why I have to go to like, let's say the 4 hour. It's a bit hard to see, but this is how I like seeing my candles. And I just got used to it. Pretty much these draws we have right here, all these draws. Keep in mind, ES was about this level up here, and now we're just displacing lower. And Nasdaq took all the draws already, while ES hasn't. That's why we have bullish SMT here. And then when I go to the 50-minute chart, I'm still kind of bearish because we are just like displacing lower. Every time we go back up, we just displace lower. I pretty much take the draws off of the swing highs. So even these highs right here, I put lines up here because these are the swing highs. That's why for these lows, I mark out these draws like this low right here, this low, and this low. All right, going into the 1-minute chart now. Pretty much we have this lower here and we have this low on ES as well. So we take this draw right here and we also take this draw on the ES right here. We take this draw on ES. Where is it? Holy shit, it's so far. Yeah, right here. But keep in mind, even we took this draw, we are still having bullish SMTs on the low because Nasdaq took out a lot of lows and ES still hasn't taken lows. But after we take this draw here, I want to see what happens. Do we get a reversal and just start going back up? We take this draw, we soup, and we just go back up straight? Or do we actually just disrespect this bullish S&T and we just go lower? And what that will probably mean, the draws will be lower. But what happens, we take this low, we take this stop rate on ES, we still have bearish S&T, and then we just start displacing higher. Even though we are bearish, as you see, if I just go back and zoom out further, we're still bearish. But why did I take longs? Like, it wouldn't really make sense for me taking longs if we're bearish. So I can just take continuations to the downside. As long as I see the setup and it makes sense for me, if something's getting disrespected, I'm just going to trade it. I see that we're just delivering off of this lower here. We start going higher, and I'm seeing if we have reversal sequence. So usually what I do is I like to see what happens on these draws. We take this draw and then we soup higher, and then we just displace faster. Usually when I have reversal sequence, I want to see this low get taken out. So there's this lower here. I want to see a couple candles, maybe 3 to 5 candles. It starts going up here, invites buyers, and then later it soups back and takes this lower here, takes this low, and then it starts delivering higher off of it. And then I can just take a long. Since this low didn't get taken out and we just started displacing higher, I'm just going to consider this a reversal sequence fail because we're just displacing higher. We don't want to re-soup this lower here. The thing is, I'm not just going to take a long just because, oh, we're just displacing higher, because that's just like, you're just FOMOing. I want to see something get disrespected, and this is what happens. We get a bearish S&T because we took this high right here on NASDAQ. This area is a bearish S&T because we take this high on NASDAQ, but ES is still down here. So we can see that from here to here, ES hasn't taken that yet. So it's a bearish S&T. So what happens, we also have this BISI right here, fair value gap, and I want to see what happens on this bearish S&T. Are we going to deliver lower? If we are going to deliver lower, then I made this look for something lower down here. And the reason why I was so cautious today was because if I go back to the 15-minute chart, you can see that we're just like in a downtrend. We're just kind of bearish. But we did take draws already down here. So that's why I was kind of like a loose bias. And I want to see if this bearish S&T is delivering slower, but it didn't. It just displaced past this bearish S&T or this stop rate. And then I took my trade right here. And my stop loss was about 37 points, as you guys saw, and then whatever right here, 37. So that was my trade. It literally took about 2 minutes to get my trade, and that was it. Pretty much this bearish S&T wasn't delivering, but the main thing is because we are getting reversal sequence off of this lower here. We get this reversal sequence and it's delivering us higher, but just because it's delivering us higher, it doesn't mean I take the trade. I wait for manipulation, which is this bearish S&T, and then it gets disrespected, and that's why I continue to take longs over here. I want to make sure that I didn't get a re-soup of this high right here and then it just delivers lower. That's why I did take it after it displaced higher up here, and then I took my trade on this kind over here. The only thing wrong about this trade that I see is that since we did take this high right here, we also took this high, and I was just thinking that it would be this high that we want to take. And since we already took this high, I pretty much entered off of when we took this high, and that was like not a good thing. And I probably should have entered earlier, which was here, because we already disrespected this bearish S&T. We're just delivering higher with speed, and then I take it, and then I'll have TP bang right there. Pretty much my strategy is I wait for draws to get taken, and then I wait what happens off those draws. Are we gonna be bullish? Are we gonna be bearish? If we're gonna get reversal sequence, are we gonna have continuations? Since we're just delivering off of this, I want to see continuation longer. We also have draws higher, so I want to see us pretty much go to those draws. After each draw has taken, I want to see what happens, and if it doesn't displace us lower, then I take the opposite way, and that's why I did take longs. But I pretty much just disregarded this little high right here because I just thought this high was the proper draw we had, and it actually was the proper draw because once we took this draw, we just started displacing lower, and that's pretty much, we're just bearish now. Today's trade, I made 228, and I'm only trading 3 M and Q, so usually I'm supposed to make about 180 or so. And this trade, I did sell it early, that's why it's a bit lower. But yeah, I'm gonna break down the next couple of trades now. Breaking down Monday's trade, just looking at the 50-minute chart, we can see that we're just displacing lower. We're in a bearish sequence. Doesn't mean that I'm just gonna short because we're bearish, right? I wanna see what happens on each draw, and if we're gonna displace lower or we're gonna go higher. So this is the 50-minute chart. I'm gonna go to the 1-minute chart now. When I'm at the 50-minute chart, I mark out the draws, the highs and the lows. These are the swing highs. And I don't mark out every single high and low. I wanna see what makes sense. But that's just pretty much discretion, just understanding which high is better, which low is better. And I wanna see if we have bearish S&T, which we do over here. We have bearish S&T right here. I'm charting this after after I traded. So it may not be the exact same. I want to see if a SMT or a draw is actually delivering us lower, and then that's where I'm gonna get my narrative from. Going to the 1 minute chart now, what happens is that we just start displacing higher, and we have this bearish SMT right here on the Nasdaq because ES draws is right here, and Nasdaq we just took the draw right here. So we just started displacing higher, and there was a trade here, but I just didn't take it. This trade right here is pretty much the same trade as you guys saw today. Pretty much we have bearish SMT, we displace past this draw right here, and then we take the long on this candle right here, and we have gotten the TP. But the context is a bit different because the next draw is here, while the Thursday trade that we already had a draw that I entered off of, which was not the good thing I did. All right, what happens next? ES takes this draw right here. Now there's no more bearish SMT because now we took this draw, but it looks like we want to get more draws higher. Just because there is a draw higher, we have to see what happens on ES draw. So I want to see if we're just going to displace past this draw, or are we going to keep going higher. Pretty much what I see was that we're just on continuations, and I want to see a manipulation before I take a trade. Just because we took a draw and we're just going higher, I'm not just going to take a random long because we're just like we're tracing back and we're respecting this BISI right here. I want to see manipulation. So pretty much the market goes down and we get a SMT right here. We get bullish SMT on these lower here. There's actually a better SMT right here, but I did not realize that. There's a better SMT right here, but I did not realize that. And we are failing to go lower. And also ES is still holding this draw right here. So that means I think the next draw is going to be here. I did take my trade off this level here, and we did take draw already. I was getting a bit scared because ES also took this draw up here, and I was thinking that this could be a soup sequence. We can just like start displacing off of this low. That's why I just sold out early after it started displacing lower, and I pretty much my TP got edged. That's why I sold. But I should have just hold my trade and not just sell it early. I should only sell it early if like there's actual like crazy SMT, but I just sold it early for no reason. I was just getting scared. That's why I sold it early. Still a W day, but there's still things to work on. Here's Tuesday trade. Pretty much we're still in bearish sequence. We displaced off this lower here. We displaced from here. We're kind of rebalancing into this area here. We're still inside this gap though that we're kind of respecting. But ES is pretty close to this area right here, and I don't think we have SMT right here. I don't think we have SMT at the highs. We could be bearish because we also have SMT right here. We got bearish SMT right here, and it's delivering us lower. So, and we also have gaps right here that usually price wants to tap into after. When I go into the 1 minute chart, it's yeah, there's a lot of draws, and it's kind of confusing when I don't actually break down the full trade. That's why these trade breakdowns can be like so long, because each trade has like a specific draw, and it's just really hard to take the trade when you don't see the actual draw. We have bearish SMT at the highs, and now we're just displacing lower. So what I think is that we're just gonna keep continuing down lower. But again, I like to see what happens on each draw. Every draw we take, I want to see what happens. We take this draw, I want to see what happens. We take this draw, I want to see what happens. Are we gonna take a draw and just displace off of it, or are we gonna take the draw and then just like start failing it? Usually every time we take a draw, we may have a bearish SMT or just a bullish SMT, or we just take a draw on each one or each pair and it doesn't have an SMT. So that means it could mean that we're just gonna go lower if we just take the draw lower. What happens in the morning? We just start displacing lower, and then we take this draw over here. We take this draw over here, and we want to see what happens. The market doesn't soup, it doesn't go up higher. We get a bearish SMT right here, and that's the manipulation right there. And I could have taken the trade right there, but I kind of hesitated and I missed the trade. Then what happens? We start going lower, and then we still have more draws lower. We also have more draws lower on ES. So I'm thinking we want to go lower. But first, every time when I take continuations, I want to see manipulation. So I kind of just take a trade just because it's going lower or just because it's retracing. I take a trade. If it's continuations, I want to see manipulation happen first. So we're going down lower. We aren't just going back and delivering higher from these draws. We're taking the draw and we're kind of just like failing it still. And I want to see manipulation before I take the trade. So this trade I took right here, I get SMT. We also have a CB that's getting respected. I see ES takes this high right here, takes this high. We get SMT right here. That's why I have SMT right here. And then it starts displacing lower. I took my trade right here, and then I just got 30 points. It was just like really quick, probably about like 2 minutes, and that was my trade. Breaking down Wednesday, this is the day I lost. Today was pretty challenging because the volatility was like pretty crazy. Each candle was like so much that I'm not used to it. And I usually only target 30 points. My stop loss is usually about 30 points as well. And I don't want to go higher than that, but I guess I had to readjust if things are telling me that I have to readjust. What I see in the 15-minute charts is that we have this bearish SMT at the highs, that's delivering us lower. Then we're retracing back into this area, and we still are just like going lower. We have bearish SMT at these lows, we have bullish SMT, but I want to see what happens every time we take a draw. When I go into the 1 minute chart, we take this draw here, we have bullish SMT. We have bullish SMT on the lows because we have this draw on the Nasdaq. We take it, but ES doesn't take the draw. That's why it's bullish SMT. Then what happens, I want to see what happens off of this draw. If it starts displacing higher, I want to see if this could be reversal sequence, if it's just going to take this draw and then start going higher. But I want to see manipulation first. Or I want to see if it just starts going higher, then I can just take the long. Like I said, I want to see candles after it takes the draw. I want to see it starts going up higher, invite buyers, re-soup this lower here, and then displace off of it, and that's when I take my long. But since we're just like displacing higher, there's no re-soup of this lower here. There's no re-soup of this low. We start displacing higher, but I don't take my trade just because we're displacing higher. I want to see some sort of manipulation. That's usually my trading. I want to see where the draws are. I want to see manipulation, and then I take my trade. So we take this draw, we're going higher, and then we get manipulation right here. We get manipulation at this high right here. We have bearish SMT, and it starts delivering us lower. Once it got disrespected right here, we're starting going down, and then later this bullish candle disrespected that whole area right here. And the next kind of rebalance right here, that's when I took my long. If you're looking at the trade right here, it looks really similar to the Thursday trade because literally I'm taking the same things. I'm looking on the draws, it's delivering higher, waiting for a reversal sequence, waiting for manipulation. We get it right here, and it starts displacing lower. I guess disrespected, and then I take my long right here. The only problem here, we are in this displacement candle right here, and I need to see more to see if we're actually going to go higher. So I didn't wait for that, and I just got railed right there. My stop loss was like messed up because each candle was like 30-40 points, and I just got stopped out instantly. What I need to do here was wait for another manipulation because we have bearish SMT here. It's delivering us lower, but we don't really know if we're going to deliver lower or are we going to go higher because we have another BISI right here. You see how there's a SIBI right here, and then we also have a BISI on this one right here. So we're pretty much in a range. We don't know if we're going to go higher. We don't know if we're going to go lower. So if this bearish SMT is actually delivering us lower, we're going to go all the way down here. But we don't really know. Pretty much we're in the chopper now. We don't really know where it's going to go because we have this displacement candle and we also have this displacement candle. We get a soup of this lower here, and that also was a bullish SMT, and we just disrespected that whole bearish candle right there. And then the rebalance, I should have taken my long on this candle right here, and I would have caught 30 points right there. It looks similar to the Thursday trade. The bearish SMT is not delivering us lower, and bearish candles are getting disrespected, and then you just take the long. But since we're in this SIBI right here, I had to make sure we actually get more confirmation before I take a long. So that's what I didn't do. So there's a lot of mistakes and there's a lot of learning lessons, and each day will be another day to just learn more and to get better. That's pretty much my week. We do have one more trading day tomorrow, so I'm gonna update you guys on that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually just like break down the trade or if I'm just gonna post like the trade, because honestly, yeah, these videos are getting super long. And the funny thing is, I'm not even trading my break and retest. It's like I'm not even trading break and retest anymore, because if you guys don't know from me already, that's my strategy. And each day I'm coming into the trading day and I'm not getting anything. I don't know, the range is like so huge and I'm not really getting the quality trades I want. We're just always in this big range. And then when I did actually get my levels here, I actually have my levels on my break and retest, and we're just not getting a proper break and retest. We're kind of just like chopping up and down. And yeah, I'm not seeing anything clean for my break and retest. So it feels like I'm not even trading at all, and that I'm just gonna go all in ICT. I'm still gonna keep the break and retest because you never know, it could be like a swing trade thing. Or if it's not playing out, then I guess God was just telling me to just do ICT and just go all in ICT. Just because I'm doing good too doesn't mean that like, oh, that's the reason why I'm going all in. It's because I know it can work. I'm doing okay on it, and I just have to keep grinding and just keep focusing and just like learning every single day. And eventually I can get there, you know. I can't trade my break and retest if it's not there. Like, I literally can't do anything about it. I guess I could tweak it around and just like look for something better, but I'm just too focused on ICT and I like it better. So that's why I'm just going all in. But if there's setups on break and retest, I'm gonna like probably gonna paper trade it because I don't want to mess it up with ICT. And yeah, we'll see how it goes though. I'm pretty much focused on only ICT right now because there's only trades on ICT. So, and I'm able to take trades every day, or pretty much every day. So far I'm up 360 for this week. We do have one more trading day tomorrow, so I could possibly lose or win. Even if I do lose, I'll still be up for the week. I'm not sure what I'll do next week. Maybe increase my size. Who knows, because we're in combine. And yeah, we'll see, to be honest. We'll see how tomorrow goes, and then maybe that'll determine if I go more size next week, or just keeping the same size and just keep hitting these small wins. And yeah, we'll see. So far, trading this strategy is that I'm doing okay. I'm learning a lot, and some of the trades I'm actually winning because it's just 30 points. It's like really easy to get the narrative right. I'm not saying it's easy, But if you understand your narrative, you have proper stop loss, you can get TP right even if you're not entering the right trade, because you're able to get 30 points really fast. I'm not targeting a super high RR. That's why I could get lucky.
Order filled. Order filled.
And that is my week. And what I like to say in every single video, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Keep staying disciplined, keep staying consistent, and let's just get 1% better every day. And I'll see you in the next one.